Hello and welcome back to another daily video. This is RetroMTGA and today we battle for glory and honor on the arena ladder with our hero, the venerated Rotpriest. You wouldn't know it from the cards in our hand at the moment, but we've got some plays and we're going to draw into Rotpriest. There's going to be no problems. We got some high value cards that we can rely on when our Rotpriest strategy goes all to hell. Looks like our opponent's playing goblins. So this Golgari deck wins by poisoning our opponents using Proliferate as well as the Rotpriest's static ability to add toxifying value to our card draw and removal spells. Turn 4 wins are fully possible with this list, but we also have the stamina and fortitude to grind our opponents to dust by staying low to the ground and using our inquiry card draw. Meanwhile, back to the game for a little checkup here. Let's see if they're going to counter our rat. Our secret weapon here is our toxic ability to remove our own creatures for value and push our opponents over the poisonous edge to gain our victories. In fact, there's no better finisher than top-decking a cutdown and targeting our own Blightbelly Rat for the win right after the opponent removes our Rotpriest and thinks that they're safe. Ha 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 ha, never safe. Okay, we can kill their Jinn. I think that that's honestly the play. I would prefer to wait for the value, but cannot afford to wait. Okay, Cacophony Scamp. Sure. I did not read that card. I thought it was Proliferate. Oh, I misread that card. Yeah. Definitely. Okay. We're still in this. How are they going to deal with that, eh? That's why we put this badass bee in the deck. Because Sheoldred is going to carry us when the Rotpriest fails us. So back to my my expositions here. Blah 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 blah. Targeting our own Blightbelly Rat for the win. It's completely unexpected, totally devastating, and utterly lethal. Here comes the gameplay. Let's jump in. Let's showcase our Golgari Rotpriest toxification. It's so awesome to draw 2 cards, lose 2 life, and then gain 4 life off Sheoldred. Like, there's just nothing like it. Okay, let's read this card. Trample. +1/+1/+0 for each oil counter on it. It has 3. When it enters the battlefield, and whenever another creature or artifact you control is put in the graveyard from play, Okay. We don't have any poison counters on us yet, so Thrumming Bird is just a little nuisance. We're not going to attack. We've got 1 poison counter on them, so Blightbelly Rat has value. We have the mana in hand to cast a fully grown Fleshgorger, so I think we might go ahead and do that. Thrumming Bird hits us for 1, which does nothing. Oh, but they get to they get to proliferate. Nice. Okay, we got the Rotpriest. Let's start with Infectious Inquiry. Gain some life. We've got the Rotpriest protection. We will lay down a forest so we can protect the Rotpriest. And say go. That little trampling goblin is pretty fantastic, I gotta admit. No attacks. End turn. We might actually use the Tamiyo Safekeeping on the Sheoldred after we use it to block the Fuseling. They're not going to let us do that yet. Okay. Sure, take 4. Proliferate the Fuseling up to 7-1. Goodness gracious. That is a big, big Fuseling. Okay, so my turn. We have so much mana. It's fantastic. Okay, so we can cast the Fleshgorger for its full price, but then we leave the Rotpriest unprotected, and we leave the Sheoldred unprotected, so we can't do that, unfortunately. The Scamp, what does the Scamp do? Deals combat damage to a player, blah blah blah. When it dies, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. So if it's allowed to block, yeah, I think we're passing for the moment and not attacking. We'll see what they want to do with this Fuseling. They're playing a lot of new cards, and that's giving us an opening with which to try and win this game. Because we are playing new cards as well, but we're also playing extremely good cards that have already been here, that we know how to play pretty well. Okay, they're proliferating onto themselves. More counters. We haven't drawn a single removal spell other than the Drown and Ichor. What did we use that on? I forget. The Djinn. Oh, thank goodness. That Djinn would be a 4/4 right now. I don't know which would be worse. Okay. Pretty scary. Are they going to attack with these Fuselings? No, they're not. They're just not going to do it. Okay. We're damaged. They're just basically saying, I don't think you can draw your removal spell. But I'm going to draw my removal spell. At least one of them. There are several in the deck that will apply nicely here. Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. That is so gangster. Alright, go. We could get him up to 6 poison counters. Nah. Alright, next, no attacks, swamp, and turn. Okay, we have lots of protection here. Twinferno, double strike. Okay, resolve. All right, I'm gonna learn from my mistakes here. So control shift, so that's full control now. Okay, pass to blockers. We're going to block the Scamp with the Blightbelly Rat and block the Fuseling with Sheoldred. So that's 2 blockers. Then I'm going to Tamiyo, safekeeping my Sheoldred, gain 2 life. It's going to trigger the Rotpriest. Target an opponent. How about that one? Okay, they're up to 3 counters. Resolve the Tamiyo. I'll pass the first strike damage. I'll pass to regular damage. Down to 8. Fuseling dies. It's going to target the rat, which I'm going to let die because it's going to proliferate them up to 4. Now it's their main. They have another Fuseling? No, they have a Haughty Djinn. That's a big fat Djinn. Phyrexian Fleshgorger can't block anything. Gain 2. They let go of the Thrumming Bird. Block with the Djinn. They could potentially get the Djinn up fairly high. We're gonna have to try and edict them out of that Thrumming Bird. Sure. Okay, now they can do us 7 damage. We've got the safekeeping. Go to main. Attack with Sheoldred. What do you think? Should I take full control off? No, I don't think so. Okay, they're down to 4 off the Sheoldred. I think it's time to play the Fleshgorger out at its prototype cost. Let them think twice about sending all their power my way. And I've got the safekeeping just in case I need to draw or gain 2 life. So they're down to 4. Sheoldred coming in so clutch. You love to see it. They're gonna try and send Sheoldred away from me. And they just gave up. What would we have done in response to this Serum Snare? Put Safekeeping on Sheoldred for sure. So we'd be up to 12. That's lethal on the board. They can't even attack with anything. Blah, blah, blah. Leave match. They died. We made them die. So what I'm taking away from this victory of ours is that having a Sheoldred is good. You know, I was playing a Rotpriest, a Golgari Rotpriest list, trying to share it. Here, I'll show everyone what I'm talking about here. So this is how we upgraded the Rotpriest list. Away from just full-on toxic poison proliferate, right? 2 Fleshgorgers, 3 Sheoldreds, 2 Defend the Celestis. Now this card is debatable, but it's an instant speed, costs 4, and I can target 3 creatures at once, which means I can get 3 poison counters onto them, potentially. If I have 3 on the board, even if I only have 1 creature, I can still make this work. So that's the floor. It's an instant. I got Infectious Inquiry, which has beautiful synergy with Sheoldred and lets us get hopefully to our Rotpriest. I went down to 2 Canker Blooms because I do like that. It can destroy artifacts and enchantments. I'm not really relying so much on Proliferate with this list anymore. Edict to try and get rid of the Planeswalkers. Go for the Throat. You know, Icker has the Proliferate, and it's a pretty good removal spell. 3 cutdowns. Undying Malice to protect our Rotpriests, protect our Sheoldreds, protect the and bring back the Fleshgorger at full size. You know how it goes. As well, the Undying Malice will bring the Blightbelly Rat back to us, even after it dies, so we'll get that nice little Proliferate value. So there's some Proliferate in here, but not nearly as much. And I think that that's okay. You know, if you try and play Golgari Rotpriest with, you know, low to the ground, aggressive, fast play, just trying to get a bunch of creatures out, you know, those creatures tend to die pretty quickly. The rat's okay, because when it dies, it proliferates. You know, I took out the Unnatural Recursions, which was a proliferate, bring back a creature from the graveyard to the hand, proliferate. Oh man, you know, I think this hand sucks. I think that this hand sucks. I think that this hand sucks. Whatever. You know, thanks game. You suck. So, Fleshgorger. No. Celestis. Can't have you here. Undying Malice. don't know. Be greedy? Yeah. Have to be greedy or else there's just no point. Okay, forest. Opponent plays a swamp and a Reckoner Raid. Been a while since I've seen that card. Are we playing against rats? I sure think we are. Alright, let's get the Rotpriest out because we've got protection for it. Next turn, hopefully we draw some land. Reckoner Raid goes off. We're down to 18. They play a Tenacious Underdog. Our turn. Okay, we drew the land. It wasn't necessarily it's the least useful land that we have in the deck, so good job, game. You're doing it. You're really handing it to us. You're serving it up thick. So we can't really play anything right now because we need to maintain protection on our Rotpriest. And, yeah. I mean, we basically got screwed by the shuffler. There's no bones about it. Don't try and debate it. It is what it is. You know, the Arena client is not perfect. Some would say that's an understatement. Okay, they skipped all of their attacks. They are rapidly playing out every card that they have in their hands because nothing costs more than 2. Holy crap. This is not a rat deck because they're playing Cold Conscript. I have no idea what's going on here. We drew a Go for the Throat, which is another problematic card given that their only protection spell is in... So... I'm rapidly falling out of love with this game. No, not MTG as a whole. Just this, and not Arena, not the client. No, just this particular game. I feel like we got screwed from the very beginning, and I'm upset. So, obviously we're not attacking. We need to maintain our... So we could potentially play... No, we can't even play Go for the Throat at the end of their turn because they might have cut down. Holy crap. Hola. What is going on? You gotta think. They don't even have a poison counter on them, so Blightbelly Rat doesn't even work. End the turn. Save our timeouts. Let's look at the bottom of our deck real quick. Yeah, we made the right call for sure. Jeez. Okay. They've gotten us down to 16 life without attacking us because they've got the Reckoner Raids. They don't know what they're doing. That sounded like I said they don't know what they're doing. I think they know exactly what they're doing. What I said was, I don't know what I'm doing. So I can't even block that, so just let it go. They're getting up to Invoke Prejudice territory. Alright, so we're going to play this, and they're going to immediately cut down the Rotpriest, and then we're going to scoop. That's basically how it's going to go. Okay, fine. We finally... Well, we got another Rotpriest. Got another land. I would go almost as far as saying things are looking up here. If they weren't just so completely in command of the game. Here comes the Invoke Prejudice. Soul Transfer, huh? Okay, we'll let that resolve onto them. Exile. Okay, when this creature dies. Alright, that's not going to help at all. Fantastic. Now they attack with everything they've got. Because they're evil SOBs. Yep. And that's the perfect card to not draw, right? So... absolutely. Okay. Yeah, Blightbelly Rat. Our other Rotpriest. Leave up Undying Malice. And quickly die. No matter what, they're going to 3. Poison counters. Okay. Past blockers. Two blockers. Undying Malice. They're going to 3. We're down to 1 life point. They go to 4. And now they cast. Go for the throw. Slow roll it, opponent. Make sure you slow roll it. It's better that way. Bankbuster. Okay. Draw a card. Okay. They have Blitz on the underdog, and they have 2 menace creatures. Oh, and they've somehow managed to return the Cult Conscript. So, next turn, they're going to be able to attack us with a crap load of power, and there's nothing we can do about it because we didn't draw a land. We drew a protection spell. It's over. But real quick, so it's over. We had the Fleshgorger in hand. They have 6 lands, we have 4. So obviously we missed a ton of land drops. We didn't get any of our really good cards. So I count this as a success. It proves that the Rotpriest deck alone has no legs. And it keeps the door open for a Rotpriest deck with actual good cards in it. You know? Like the SHEOLDRED'S and the Fleshgorgers. I don't know if I'm super in love with the you know, return to the battlefield effect that we were just playing. I mean, because there's not just because they were able to use an exile effect on our Rotpriest. So maybe Tyvar's stand would have been a lot better, but mainly because there's just exile effects everywhere. We need to be hexproof. What is this crap? Okay. Well, at least we have a creature. We've got some removal. We can draw into our stuff. History has shown that that does occasionally happen. History has also shown that if we were to mulligan this hand, we would mulligan into 4 green cards and 3 swamps, so that's something we would like to avoid. Our opponent has some cool cards, but appears to... Okay, here we go. Okay, so lay down the Glade to get our mana right going. Smooth out the mana base. Cut down wasn't even a possibility anyway, but now it is. Forest. Blightbelly Rat. Now they think they know us. They think they know us. Fading Hope? Oh, interesting. Okay, they scry to the top. Must be a land. Deathcap Glade. Blightbelly Rat. No counterspell. Cut down it. We have cut down up for whatever they cast. Hopefully something that's in range, something that's good for us to remove. And we'll take it down. Murex. Interesting. What does Murex do again? Adds 1 colorless. Bushwhack. They're going to search their library for land. Murex also adds 1 mana of any color, but only on the turn it enters the battlefield. Can also pay 3 and tap it to create a 1/1 with block can't block. Okay, Fading Hope. That's weird because they scried to the top so quickly. I thought they must have drawn a land and then they bushwhacked for another land. So maybe they're just trying to thin the deck. They can't kill us with double blues. They can bounce us. So let's make them bounce us. If they're gonna bounce, they're gonna bounce. And then we'll bounce. No, we won't bounce. Okay, they have a toxic counter onto them, which means we can cast Infectious Inquiry and give them another. Okay, our only choice is a swamp, so we'll go ahead and do that. End the turn. If Blightbelly Rat dies, we proliferate them up to 3. I'm starting to think that spell that if the opponent is corrupted, it will exile any creature of any size or any mana value might actually be better than Go for the Throat in this instance, because we can usually get our opponent up to corrupted levels. And Go for the Throat, as we all know, has serious drawbacks when it comes to the prototype creatures. Ivy! Ooh. Okay. Let's see what they do next. Are they playing Rotpriest? Like us? That would be crazy. We're definitely going after them with the cut down. Alright, Ivy. Say hello to my little friend. Okay? They are going to be very impressed with our friend. Well, golly. There's no way that we can protect it. And they've shown that they have bushwhacks. But we have go for the throats. I honestly think we play the Cankerbloom and we play the Rotpriest and we attack with the rats and we see what is up. So far we haven't drawn any of our high value cards, just the jank. They have their own Rotpriest, okay. And they had to tap green to do it. Go for the throat on Ivy. Ivy down. Combat research on the Rotpriest, sure. We get a poison counter off from that. Combat research again. Okay, so they don't have a counter spell in hand unless it's in the gate that they can actually use against this play. So let's go get them with the go for the throat, and we'll pay the cost to be the boss. Yep. I can't believe that worked. That's so amazing. Okay. Attack with everything. This will put them up to 5. Play the swamp. We have defend the Celestis mana up and turn. We can get them to 8 off this card. And then hit them for the last 2 just with our creatures alone. We have Proliferate on a stick. We have another Proliferate on the stick. Feels pretty good. But we're not letting our guard down. Oh, no, 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 no. This is low bottom platinum here. This is the platinum where you don't feel safe at night. This is the platinum where the cops don't roll into this part of platinum. Okay, they got Mirrex. So they're gonna make a creature that can't block. Sure. I think that they're contemplating scoopage. I don't know what they're doing. Okay, they're not going to attack, obviously. And they scoop! That's a wrap! Please let me know in the comments if you'd make any changes to the list. And massive thanks to everyone out there consuming this content. You are excellent. The response has been fantastic. I'm just going to get a deck list up here. Claim prize, sure. Here's the list, so I can make sure to get all your comments down. Take all your comments under consideration. Just go through it one more time. Defend the Celestis. I mean, that was going to come in handy that last game. Instant speed. Hard to hate it. It costs 4, but it's got that instant. Fleshgorger ×2, Sheoldred ×3. We didn't draw any of those, but it's nice to know they're in the deck. You know, to kind of bail us out when all this jank nonsense doesn't work. You know, Infectious Inquiry ×3. I don't know. Should that be 4? Should it be 2? Is 3 good? Canker Bloom. It tends to draw a lot of removal in my experience, and when it does, you know, you can get a block out of it maybe, if it's not being actively removed, if it's, you know, removed through combat, or, you know, whatever. Whatever's clever. 2 Edicts, 3 Throats, 2 Ickers, 3 Rats, 3 Cutdowns, 3 Malices. I'm not really too sure about this card a lot. I think Tyvar's maybe. Tameo's safekeeping, and of course the Rotpriest. And we got our mana base here. I mean, you know, we're very heavy on the black pips here, and we got some heavy green pips. So there might be some argument to take this down to 7, put this up to 9, blah blah blah. But I don't know. It's hard to say what changing that would actually do. Anyway, that's it. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next one. You're excellent. We are RetroMTGA.